Thank you, guys. Miles has been a great partner, as a lot of our partners have. Accessibility is core to what we do. If we really, truly believe the beach is for everybody, which we do, we've got to make sure that we're accessible to everyone, not just on the web, but also in market too. We're doing a lot of work here, including we're kicking off an audit, which we're going to offer to our members, so we can find out just how much opportunity there is to do a better job of being accessible to folks. We're also proud ally members of Travelability. We've worked with them and with Champion Autism Network last year to do the sensory-friendly pledge. We were going to continue to do that work, and stay tuned for later on. We've got some amazing sensory-friendly related news that we're going to share in the afternoon session. But we really do believe that the beach is for everybody. We hope that you're committed to that thought too. We're going to be offering a webinar from Inclusive Web later this year in October. So reach out to me if you're interested in that. What they're going to do is show you some of the simple things you can do on your website and opportunities for you not just to do the right thing, as Miles said, but also to reach a new audience. So before I hand it over to our next speaker, I want to just sort of reiterate what we've done over the last year. We're going to talk about some of the data in a minute, but I really want you to understand at the fundamental level how different we are, how much more prepared we are for the future. We have uncertainty in front of us with the economy. We have uncertainty in front of us with technology and disruption from AI. We just don't know what the future holds. So we've spent a lot of time this year building an agile and measurable infrastructure that's going to allow us to, I'm going to use this word for the last time because I don't know if you know this, but the official federal emergency order of COVID ends today, right? That's great, so no more COVID. But I'm going to use the word pivot. If we need to pivot, we can, because we're now agile. I had a phone call a couple of weeks ago from a handful of hoteliers who were a little concerned. We had some challenges in April, let's say, mostly Mother Nature. I think someone told me we had 10 weekends in a row with precipitation, or at least the threat of it. That affects us, especially now when the booking window is shorter. So we haven't figured out how to control the weather yet. We're working on it. But until that day comes, we're going to make sure that what we can do is we can move quickly, we can be predictive about what's going to happen, and we can launch new initiatives on the fly. So thank you to everyone that's contributed to this over the last year. It's phenomenal. The acceleration we now have, the momentum we have, the agility, the measurability we have is the envy of the world. And the measurability part is important because we believe in radical transparency. One of the things Karen did when she came in, and she apologizes she couldn't be here today, her daughter has graduation. But one of the things she did is said, we're going to shine sunlight on everything we do. We are serving the community. We want to make sure the community understands the value that we drive. That's why we do this event. That's why you have these reports in front of you. You can see the numbers. You can also go on our website, myrtlebeachareacvb.com, and you can see everything we're doing, every campaign, every market, every strategy, every tactic, and our full audit. You can see every penny we spend, where we spend it, who we spend it with, why we're spending it. We believe in radical transparency. We just successfully completed our 25th clean audit in a row from a third-party independently verified company. We believe that we are here to serve you guys. We believe that we are part of a symbiosis with the community. We want to do that in the sunlight with measurability, accountability. We do not take our responsibility lightly. I tell my team all the time, they're probably sick of it, but I say, when you get up every morning, you bring your A game. Because every single member of this community relies on us to do a great job. If we don't do a great job, everyone suffers. We help to put food on everyone's table in this community, directly or indirectly. So we are committed. This team is amazing. I'm very proud of them. And one of the ones I'm most proud of, I'm going to invite up to the stage now, is Diane Charno. We have a great relationship. It is a two-headed monster that leads this team, no question. I was certainly a pain in her rear when I was on the marketing council and on the board of directors before I became a staff member. And I think she'll attest that I am still a pain in her rear. But now at least we get to work collaboratively more. And so she's going to recap a lot of the last year, what we've accomplished, and then we're going to dig into some more fun stuff. So welcome to the stage, my right hand, Diane Charno.
He's not that bad to deal with. What do our agencies think?
No comment.
No, we have a lot of fun, and I want to echo that I think we have one of the best teams really in the tourism industry overall. That goes for our CVB team, our marketing team, and all of the agency partners who have joined us today. It really does take a village to make all of this happen. Also want to keep thanking our marketing council and our board, because we work together and we're sharing so many insights with each other that help us be very agile in everything that we do. So to take a look at a few things, Stuart talked a lot about what we do in terms of objectives and goals maps, and how we're very purposeful and intentional in what we do. And this is just an example of one of these overall high-level objectives, goals maps that we use with MMGY to look at our paid campaigns. No matter what our campaigns are, paid, owned, earned, we are very intentional where we're going to take a look at what our organizational objectives are, align them to what the stage in the traveler journey is, define what those success metrics look like, and how exactly we're going to measure that. And it goes much further than what you might think of traditional effectiveness measures, like the number of media impressions that you had, or the number of engagements that you have, or conversions. You know, these are some terms that many of you who might be doing advertising had heard before, but we actually want to know, did it actually do what it was supposed to do at the visitor level? Did it actually inspire people to visit? Did it elevate the brand and perceptions of Myrtle Beach? Did it attract that higher value visitor that we're looking for? And did it raise the perceptions? So those are just a few of those things we do this, and we incorporate a lot of different studies to make that happen, whether it's awareness studies, brand lift studies with our partners. We partner with technology companies to measure arrivals into the market and if they were exposed to our ads, and then several research studies along the year. And the CDP and the structure and foundation that we're building right now is going to help us see even more in the future. It really is truly a machine that's setting us up for success. An example of some of these measurements that we had from a paid media perspective, not only did we have more than 2 billion impressions last year just through some of our paid media campaigns, which include everything from our leisure media campaigns to our B2B campaigns, air service campaigns, international, a lot of different tactical campaigns that we execute too. But we know that through various studies that we also drove arrivals and economic impact for the area. And we also increased visitation, travel spending, and some different perceptions. Noted on here is 103 attributed arrivals to specific campaigns and ads that people saw. And that's just a sample. We get that through a partnership with Arrivalists, and working with MMGY, they're able to deploy and measure certain campaigns that we have in place. It's not every single campaign, but it's an element. It's components of them where we can find the right partner. I was recently at eTourism Summit on stage with LG TVs, and we were talking about how we used Arrivalists to deploy an LG CTV connected television campaign, and we were able to not just look at how many impressions we served and what our reach was for that television campaign, but we were able to find out how many people actually visited the area after seeing that campaign. We were also able to deploy a brand lift study that showed us that people who saw those ads were more likely to visit the beach and have higher perceptions of the beach. And they were very interested in the beach. This example is what our overall lift in arrivals was for 2022 for all the campaigns we were able to track. We had a 2.2 times lift or more arrivals that arrived for people that were exposed to ads than people who never saw an ad at all. And of the people who were surveyed through MMGY's Portrait of American Travelers studies, we saw that 34% of people surveyed recalled seeing ads for Myrtle Beach in the past 6 months. And of those, 64% are interested in visiting Myrtle Beach after viewing our ads. So high recall, high interest in the beach, and actually high conversions in terms of influencing and bringing people to the beach. We also are pleased to see that as we keep that awareness high for the beach, we also drive up search demand and interest. We still, and this is, I'm happy to report on this, each year that I've been on the stage for this, is that we're #1 again among our competitive search on Google search demands. So if you go onto Google Trends, you can look at various destinations and compare this, and we consistently have more people and higher volume of people looking and interested in visiting the beach. And we continue to see more accolades for that as well. We love hitting those top places to visit and trending places. And last year, we did a new study with Longwoods International. Stuart mentioned them earlier on some national sentiment studies that they do regularly, and they recently did some studies when they're talking about the use of AI to plan your trip. Well, we worked with them on return on investment and economic impact studies, and they also measured the effectiveness of our ads to see how they impact and influence people who saw them, and they compared that to the competitive set. And what we found was we pretty much beat out every single destination on all these attributes. The only one that we came in #2 on was weather in the winter to Florida. So we haven't quite, we're working on controlling the weather. And so we hope to influence that and be #1, but we felt pretty good that not only did we beat all of our competing destinations on so many of these important attributes, but that we saw that lift in those perceptions even more so after they were exposed to our ads. And more importantly, it shared what our return on investment for advertising has been for the past year. And what we saw was for every $1 in advertising invested by Visit Myrtle Beach, there is a return on direct visitor spending of $180, an additional $24 that's on taxes alone. They told us, kind of off the record, that that's the second best ROI they saw out of all of their clients in the country. And they wouldn't tell us who the first is, but I kind of got the feeling they're like on the opposite coast of this country. So we were pretty impressed with that. And it was also at a time when so many other DMOs across the country were infused with lots of recovery money, some different recovery dollars. And what we found is everyone's trying to deploy those dollars. We were very fortunate to receive some of those dollars too. We had great grants from SCPRT that helped us really help our recovery efforts as well. But, we got to invest those dollars too, and we didn't lose on our return on the effectiveness by investing more quickly in that short period of time. We gained market share, and we managed to keep that through 2022. So pretty happy with those results. How did that pay off in lodging recovery? Well, we had an amazing year in 2022. And if you recall, we were here last year where we got to say that we were #1 in the country in hotel revenue performance recovery. #1 in the country. And this year in 2022, while we might have had different fluctuations, we beat 2021 in all of our key lodging metrics for both hotel and vacation rentals. All of them are up, and in fact, when looking at hotels through Smith Travel Research, STAR, we saw that total revenue for 2021 exceeded $1 billion. Pretty incredible. And we're pretty happy with another record-setting, a second year in a row for record-setting passengers at MYR Airport. We've been thrilled to partner with them over the years to help develop the air service. I'm excited to hear about the new plans for expansion that they have coming, and it's been a pleasure working with our airline partners at regularly expanding on our nonstop markets to help people get here faster. They also have some great programs, you know, when we talk about the beach being for everyone, where everybody, they also have been a great partner on looking for ways that they can assist people with all abilities to comfortably get through the airport. So how about visitor spending? We also set some new records, pushing visitor spending and gross spending through Horry County. Both of those increased 7% in 2022. That's coming off record years in 2021. So it's just been incredibly successful year. And last but not least, tax collections set new marks as well. We had accommodation taxes up 2% year over year after that amazing, incredible year we had in 2021. Tourism development fees were up 10% year over year. And our hospitality, which also had something to do with resolutions of some of the lawsuits that were happening there, but that's up significantly year over year. And it's been great to see that. Those are all important fundings that, you know, some people hear about what we're doing for the revenue, supporting some of the investment in tourism promotion, but that's all revenue that helps power so much that we have through our community, whether it's infrastructure, education, lots of different services, reduced property taxes, to name a few. If you ever want to learn a little bit more about how that breaks down and where that all goes, how it helps power our community and our power and our quality of life, visit tourismworksforthegrandstrand.com. And that's where we show a lot more information on how these taxes contribute to the quality of our life. Let's talk a little bit more about our paid advertising campaigns and what we've been doing. We have a lot of different campaigns we deploy across each year, as I shared. And one of the things we did last year, but we were doing seasonal campaigns that kind of went on and off throughout the year at different levels. And there were some ramp up times and I would say some inefficiencies to that for as we're building things up. And one of the things we learned during COVID actually was being there when consistently and keeping that message there even when they weren't, you know, starting off strong at the beginning of the year, is that it really did drive a lift in demand. And so we try to keep an always-on layer. Now, a layer of advertising that's very awareness level, pushing our messaging, keeping Myrtle Beach top of mind regularly throughout the year. And then we deploy our individual campaigns to support that. So here's one of those commercials.
There's a reason people call Myrtle Beach the beach. Here, you become your best self. Because Myrtle Beach can take you anywhere. Whether it's big and adventurous, or quiet and curious. Whether you're going all out, or staying in the moment. Whatever you want. We've got it by the boatload. Welcome to 60 Miles Where You Belong. Myrtle Beach, South Carolina.
And so it's those messages, you belong at the beach, 60 miles of where you belong. We have a layer of advertising that's running year round, that's showcasing that through all our channels that we're promoting. But we launched something a little bit more edgier last summer, and that's the Beach with the Best campaign. And we wanted this to be a little bit different, to stand out a little bit more from the crowd, use some humor, to really capture attention in a really cluttered time where people have shorter attention spans than ever before. So we invited people to be their best selves at the beach by celebrating everyday beachers. In this award-winning campaign that features fun, over-the-top newscasters. We actually debuted this with this video to kind of introduce people to our news campaign.
Welcome back to the beach, Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, where the best beaches in the world are beaching all over the beach. I slam a puck jammer. She needs to line up the puck just right.
How many handstands can you do?
3.
I could do 5. Keep walking, Jewel. You're almost there.
Daryl, you're doing great. Could you go get Daryl? Until next time, beach easy.
Are you saying beach easy or beach easy?
Beach easy.
These were supported with campaigns also bold, bright photography and imagery of people beaching their best at where else but the beach. We had a lot of national attention for this as well in our industry, among advertising industry pubs, as well as the tourism industry pubs. But one of the things I mentioned, this was an award-winning campaign. And actually, it's already been recognized with not 1, but 4 Gold Addy Awards, including Best of Show, and it's going on to nationals. So that's at 1 level. We got to wait for the next round, but we're really excited for the recognition. So that's great. That's recognition from our industry. But what we also found is that it also connected with our visitors as well. And this is just one little chart to show the lift that we had in social media engagements when we launched the campaign. Not only do we like to showcase our best beachers, but we love to showcase the best of the beach through all of our attractions, our dining, our communities, our events. So we're pleased to partner with Horry County, the City of Myrtle Beach, all 14 communities to really showcase our wonderful events and attributes that really showcase what people can do and what the experience is like. This includes events such as the Myrtle Beach Food Truck Festival, our Surfside Beach Barbecue Festival. We're really excited to see Atlantic Beach. We'll have the Gullah Geechee Festival coming up, and of course, Memorial Heritage Pearl Bike Weeks, Loris Bog Off. There's just so many events, and I'm not going to read them all off because we have so much to cover today, but it's just been great to work one-on-one with each of these communities to really showcase their unique activities and events to our many visitors. And not only do we partner a lot with our accommodations and our vacation rentals and beach homes, but we have some of the best mega campgrounds and RV parks in the country, I think. And so we're glad that we partner with the Campgrounds Owner Associations to really showcase those opportunities to that unique audience. So media relations, a little quick mention on some of our earned media efforts. We've been pleased to partner with our agency, Fahlgren Mortine, and our PR team to really implement a strategic year-round media relations program that keeps us top of mind and helps all of the media tell our story. And over the past year, we had nearly 20 billion media impressions about people talking about Myrtle Beach. And that has an ad equivalent value estimated at $86 million. Specific clippings that we tracked from some specific partner outreach that we were doing were over 28,000. We hosted more than 22 media influencers and journalists also, and we just have more exciting things happening in the coming year. But let's take a look at a couple highlights.
Visit Myrtle Beach is sending you and your whole family, James and the kids, to their Grand Cayman Resort. It's a 5-day, 4-night stay with meals, round-trip airfare included. And Myrtle Beach has actually been recognized as a designated autism-friendly destination. Oh, you already know that. I've heard of it. Of course you do, by the Champion Autism Network. So there's tons of complimentary activities, tickets to the Big Air Trampoline Park, Ripley's Aquarium, and a Myrtle Beach Pelicans baseball game.
Thank you. Exciting. Chef Swap at the Beach is this restaurant competition show that takes 2 chefs out of their comfortable elements, their own kitchen, and we swap them into each other's.
Tell us, what is the food scene like in Myrtle Beach?
Oh my God. Well, you can't walk 5 feet without hitting a restaurant in Myrtle Beach. There's thousands of restaurants down there, anything from very large restaurants that are seafood houses to really wonderful little small business owned gems, which is what we are featuring. And it's what I wanted
Myrtle Beach Agent has tons to do, including shopping, shows, local cuisines, tree lightings, parades, and more. Myrtle Beach is full of holiday cheer for the whole family. Back for the second year, experience Winter Wonderland at the beach along the Myrtle Beach Boardwalk.
So those are just a few of the things, but we're also thrilled with all of our awards and accolades. You know, it's common, and we love being included on some of the usual lists, like the best family vacations, places to go, but we really have made it a goal to make this a year-round destination, and we've put a lot of efforts into promoting our shoulder season. So it's been very rewarding to see us hit top lists like top 10 trending destinations for fall, or most festive place, top festive place for the holidays. And then we even had a top trending place for winter this year. I mean, pretty crazy, but it's working. That investment is working, and all of the development we're doing in terms of activating things year-round is making a difference. So we talked a little bit about the website already and that we just launched, but know that last year we did not set it and forget it about our last website while we were building this state-of-the-art new one. We implemented a very strategic program for content strategies and SEO, so we were better serving the user throughout the last year, getting better search engine rankings and attracting more visitors. And we exceeded 10 million visits on the website last year. And that dedicated effort of content increased our articles, I think, by more than 100. But we had over a 200% increase in views of our story content as well. And then our partnerships are also really important with us. We have some great partners with Crossover Marketing and RSM who are here with us today that help us align our goals and objectives with the right partners, where we can create these win-win promotional relationships that help us reach audiences aligned with our goals that are perhaps non-traditional tourism marketing audiences. One of those examples is the sports partnership that we have with JMI and Playfly Sports that connect us with 10 college sports programs and 3 conference basketball tournaments each year. Many of you may have seen some of this when you're watching one of your favorite games, where there's signage for "You belong at the beach" or "These fans belong at the beach" across the television. I gotta say, during tournament season, we could be on the TV somewhere in the country pretty much every day and night. And I think everyone on our team has received text messages and snaps for people seeing this on their television and really wanting to come visit us. So just a great television exposure to show how this unique partnership introduces us to new audiences, and then with that message of everyone belongs at the beach. So with that, speaking of sports, I'm going to turn it over to Bob Harris, our EVP of Sales, to talk a little bit about why meetings mean groups mean business at the beach.